Hi team, Miss Swan here to talk to you about what you're going to be doing with the sub today. Okay, so you have a number of things that you should be working on. You have your IO reflection that needs to get done, so that's you reflecting on this IO experience. Many of you in the room, when you've been done with your IO, you have talked about how nothing could actually have prepared you for what you actually experienced when you were here in the room. So I want you to write about that. And then you're going to be working on your paper 2 prep for our Socratic seminar. So again, the packet that you were given last week, that's you breaking down the prompt. And again, the prompts are really broad because IB expects that anyone around the world who reads any set of books, they're going to be able to approach those prompts in some sort of way that they've interpreted it. So that's on you to do the interpretation of the prompt, and then you're going to support it with ideas from 2 of the books that we've read this year. The other one is getting more into the details, the finer details. So thinking about the specific evidence that you would use to support your ideas. So what this would sound like in your Socratic seminar is that you're going to be talking about the prompts, and someone's going to start off by saying, I interpreted the prompt in this way. And you're going to share how you've interpreted the prompt. You're going to share how you're going to support your ideas. And then someone might say, oh, I kind of interpreted that similarly. Or someone might say, I interpreted that differently. Or some of you might say, oh, I used that same piece of evidence, but I used it for this other prompt. So the conversation should be moving pretty naturally during the Socratic seminar, again, with the paper 2 being the backbone. But the real purpose of it is for you to have a rich discussion about the books we've read over the course of the year, and for you to all share the different ways that you've interpreted the novels that we've read as well. Okay, the other thing, if you're done with all of that, you're finished your IO reflection, you finished your paper 2 preparation for the Socratic, then you're going to be moving on to the summer reading. So the summer reading is Trevor Noah's Born a Crime. There's a reader. Just to give you a little background, the book itself is amazing, and I suggest that you read it. Also, I suggest that you listen to the audiobook of it because Trevor Noah does a great job reading his own work. And I think it's also how the book is supposed to be experienced to hear him also narrate it to you. In terms of organization, the book is organized by giving a little bit of history of South Africa and apartheid, and then providing a story that follows up that loosely connects to the history that he provides. And that's because he's very much writing for a Western audience who he wants to teach about apartheid, but then also be entertained by the stories of his childhood as well. So you're going to read the little excerpt in the beginning, and you'll be able to tell because the font is bolded and it's a little bit smaller than his actual chapters. And then the chapters open with the title that he's titled it, and then also stories from his childhood. So when you're reading the first chapter, I want you to annotate in your reader, because again, that reader is for you, and that reader is going to be something that you revisit when we come back at the beginning of next school year. So while you're reading, I want you to annotate for all the times that he uses humor, all the times that he uses personal anecdotes, and all the times that he references South Africa apartheid history. So just make note of that in your reader. I think that's it. So reading the very first chapter, the Born a Crime chapter, paper 2 prep, IO reflection, 3 things that you should be working on. I'm going to be back in class on Wednesday, and I hope to be able to be witness to all of the productive things that you've been doing in class since I have been absent in this room doing your IOs. Okay, have a nice day. Be nice to the sub, be nice to each other, be nice to yourselves, and I'll see you on Wednesday.